So, how did you get involved with Jackdaw?
So I got involved with Jackdaw purely because I decided to sit down and write a script and try and get a film made, basically. So nobody came to me with any money or ideas. It was just me in between jobs going, okay, I've been unemployed for a little bit now, probably too long. So I should probably do something with my time rather than just sit around watching movies and going on sort of short vacations. So yeah, basically I knew that if I didn't sit down and write a script, I'd probably never get out of the TV world and into the movie world, which is actually quite a big, challenging leap. It's almost like starting again in a little way. But because I had the experience of like the bigger TV, it made it easier for me to get a movie greenlit. But it couldn't be a big movie. It had to be like something I knew I could get done for a certain amount of time and resources.
Right. And how did the casting come about? Because Oliver Jackson Cohen is incredible, and Jenna Coleman is also incredible. So, how did it come about casting those two in the supporting cast?
Well, so with those two, I had written the first draft of Jackdaw, and I was spending some time with them when they were shooting this new show they've just done, Wilderness, for Amazon, which is like this Amazon's #1 show at the moment, or was a few weeks ago. And I was kind of sitting with Ollie, and he was talking about my film that I just written. He was kind of curious and stuff. And then as I was talking to him, I thought he'd be really good for the Jackdaw. Like, not the usual choice that you'd necessarily make, or like the finances would necessarily go for straight up for this kind of role based on the stuff he's done before. But I was like, that's why I felt like really right for the part for me. Like I knew he could bring all the right attributes to it. You know what I mean? He wasn't just like your obvious action hero guy. He has like a real sensitive side to him as well that I was looking for in the part. And I kind of said to him, I was like, "Oh, would you be interested in reading?" And he read it. He loved the script, and he was like, "But I have one problem with it." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "I'm definitely not the right guy for the job. Like, you're looking at the wrong person for this. Like, you need this guy or you need this guy." I won't say who he suggested. And I was like, "No, that's why you're right for it. I like because you've responded this way, even is like what makes you more right for it." And that was how Ollie came about. And yeah, and then it was just obvious that he was going to be the right guy and great for it. And same with Jenna. Like obviously they just had this chemistry together in that show and they'd worked together, so they already had this history. And I suggested to her, like, she was giving me ideas for who should play that part, Bo. And I was like, yeah, kind of, but they all seem like the obvious choices to me. And I was like, what about you? And she was like, oh no, I'm definitely wrong for the part, like 100% no. And so I had the same job convincing her, and then that was it. But that was really helpful because we didn't have a lot of time to do rehearsals or anything like that. So they already had this chemistry together, which they brought to the screen.
And Jackdaw was truly unique and thrilling as well. So, how was it like capturing those sequences, those thrilling sequences on camera on set with Oliver and Jenna and the whole cast as well?
Yeah, it was great fun, to be honest with you. It was it was like kind of unknown. We didn't have a lot of time, as I say, for rehearsals, and we didn't have a lot of time to kind of practice those sequences. We just like kind of I had to work out what I knew we could do in the time that we had, and then the rest was just left to chance a little bit. We'd turn up and we'd be kind of, it wasn't like we'd go to the location a day before and like practice how we were going to do the choreography. It was like me, a pen and a piece of paper, drawing it out and going, right, I think we're going to do it like this, and going to the stunt coordinators, right, we want to do it like this. And fortunately we had a really good team who could like work quick and on the fly and try things out and just hopefully it would work. So it was exciting for everybody in that sense. No one was scared of it. Everyone was just like up for giving it a shot and just doing it, you know?
And you've had an incredible festival run with this film as well, with it playing at Fantastic Fest and with it about to play at Stiges as well. How are some of your experiences, or how does this feel to you as a filmmaker to have this played at such established film festivals as well?
Yeah, I honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure so far. I mean, so far it's only shown at Fantastic Fest, but like I couldn't have thought of a better place for the film. Now that I have experienced Fantastic Fest through the eyes of a film that I made, and especially a film that lent itself quite well, I think, to that festival. It's been, yeah, like a real honor, honestly, because I think it could have could have opened somewhere totally different and the response would have been completely different. But like for me, it was an audience who really understood the film. And yeah, therefore to get to sit and watch that movie with them for me was like watching it for the first time. It was great. And I came away from, I was terrified going into it and I came out of it feeling relieved. So that was good.
Right, because you never know how a film like Jackdaw is going to perform with the audience at Fantastic Fest, right? Because it is such a different curated pick than the usual movies that get played there.
Yeah, that was my thoughts exactly, based on like the stuff that's premiered there before and based on the stuff that seems to be more popular genre there. Like I thought it was an unusual choice for the festival, but you know, in fact, when they introduced the film, they said that there was a no-brainer for them when they watched it. They really, really wanted to schedule it. We offered them the world premiere of it, and they were like delighted about that. So it was great to hear that, and it seemed like they were right, and they knew their audience because they responded really well to the movie.
And what's next for Jackdaw as well?
So next, we obviously got the next festival, which you mentioned, and then after that, we're just figuring out the release date at the moment. I think we're kind of holding on to decide on a full release date because we want to make sure we do it right with the US. So we're just figuring all that really, and then it gets pushed out into the world, and then see what happens. Hopefully, people will enjoy it as much as the people who've seen it so far.
Well, Jamie, thank you so much for joining us at Infamous Horror today. It's been fun, and congratulations on the film, and we look forward to what you do next.
Thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time to chat.